Welcome back. I'm going to do something a little different this week. Due to the weather and time constraints, I wasn't able to get out and do any metal detecting. But I did make something I want to show y'all. Some folks have been telling me that I should start probing in some of the parks and stuff instead of always digging a hose. So I never have bought one, and I didn't want to grind down a screwdriver to use that because they say that screwdrivers will like scratch coins and stuff. So instead of buying one, I like to save $1 or $2. And I just went out and bought some brass rod and cut off a handle off an old beach sand shovel and made one. And I thought I would show y'all how I made it, and I don't know if any of y'all may want to try it yourselves, or you may just want to spend money and buy one. Just whatever works for you. Anyway, it's pretty easy to do. Like I said, I had an old junk shovel laying around that the kids broke, plastic beach shovel, and I cut the end of it off to make the handle. And I went to my local hardware store. I think I got this at Home Depot, and bought some brass rod, just 1/8 inch by 36 inch. And I understand that you can get this stuff in shorter lengths, probably 12-inch lengths, and be cheaper. I think I paid $6-7 for this piece, and you can make several of them out of this if you wanted to. Then I used a little bit of glue to put on the brass rod, and I shoved it in the hole to keep it in there. And I probably should use some CA glue, crazy glue, but I didn't have any. I just used some wood glue. It seems to be working okay. Something to measure with, something to write with. You'll need something to cut your brass rod with, something to cut your handle out with, and a drill with a 1/8 drill bit, 1/8 inch drill bit in it, unless you have a bigger piece of brass. And I use my Dremel to put a point. I don't know if you can see that or not, a point on the end of my probe. You wouldn't really have to do that, but I noticed the ones in the store have that, so I put one on this one. And you could probably do it with sandpaper or file if you wanted to. Anyway, I don't have a tripod, so I'm going to have to video this using my chest harness, but let's get started. I'll show you how I did this. The first thing I did was mark my stick to cut it. The handles on the ones that you buy, I think, are like between 3 and 4 inches. I have a big hand, so I want my handle to be a pretty good size. I don't know where I marked it at now. Looks like 5.5 inches. And of course, you can adjust that, make whatever size you want. All right, I'll move some of the stuff out of the way and I'll get this cut. And I am wearing glasses, by the way, so my eyes are protected. This would be easy with a chop saw, but this is what I had handy. I got a chop saw in the garage, but I didn't want to go out there. There we go. I still have enough stick left to make another one. All right, the next thing I did is I cut my brass rod the right length. When doing that, you need to allow for how far you want to go up in your handle. And I just drilled all the way up to the drill, bottomed it out on the drill, and it's like I think it's 2.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches. I can't remember. Yeah, 1 3/4 inches. So I gotta allow for that. And on this one, I'm gonna make it a little shorter. This one's like 6.25 inches. I think 6.25 inches long. And I think I'll make one a little bit shorter and see which one I like best. Yeah, that one's 6.25. So I think I'm gonna make this one stick out of the handle about 4 inches or so. So let's get this marked. I need to mark it. Let's see, 1 3/4 for the hole, plus 4. So I need 5 3/4 total. My marker's not marking. There it goes. Chop that off. Measure twice, cut once. Yep. It doesn't have to be super accurate either, obviously. Whatever works best for you. All right. Next, I got to drill a hole in the center of the stick. And there's ways of getting this perfectly centered, but I don't care. It's not that important to me. So just close enough. You don't want to do it too many times. It'll make the hole too big and it'll wiggle around in there. The other thing I did, I did this before I cut the last one. I put a couple of notches in the end I'm going to put in the handle. I think that makes the glue hold a little bit better. But again, that's probably not something that you need to do. It'll hold pretty tight, you know, without any glue in there. See, I'm having to force it in there. Matter of fact, I may need to run the drill through it again, but that was tighter than the other one. Still have some shavings in it, I guess. There we go. Now it goes in. All you have to do is put a little glue in the end of it and put the brass rod in there and let it set. If I have any trouble with that coming out, of course, I'll just get some CA glue, some crazy glue or something stick in there. Just use one I have. All right, next I'll go ahead and put a point on there. Make it easier going around with it. And get this Dremel set up. And there we go. I have another one, it's a little bit shorter. I'll probably round off the end of this handle a little bit. Some sandpaper or pocket knife or something, might get a minute, but it doesn't take that long to make. I think you buy them at the store, it costs around $11 maybe. I think you can find them cheaper than that, but you have to pay shipping on those, so it probably end up about the same thing. So, but pretty cheap to make. I I might have to try it out and see what I think about the probing thing. I hope this helps someone out. I know it's a little bit different from what I normally do. Normally I just metal detect, but I thought this would be better than not posting anything. All right, thanks for watching.